Hey guys, what's up? We're live. I wanted to come on here for Team Call Tuesday and do a really quick call for you guys tonight because we are in a super exciting time of the month. We are getting close to the end and everybody is focusing this month on hitting that goal of Success Club, especially if you are on a Team Cup team. We want to get those prizes. We have so many new coaches on the team. So I really wanted to make tonight about something that I've been hearing over and over and over again from my new coaches, from other new coaches on the team. And a new coach can be someone who just signed up, someone who's kind of been dabbling for a little while, or someone who's been signed up for a while, maybe working on their own transformation and then has just kind of decided to look into the business side of things. So tonight, I really wanted to take a little bit of your time and chat about this whole idea of, I don't want to sound salesy. How do I not sound salesy? I'm running a group right now for everybody who's interested in taking part, for anybody who's interested in participating, wanting to hit Success Club, wanting to learn those activities, really wanting to push themselves. It's called February Forward. And in that group, I'm going to post this video as well. But I've been posting my tips and tricks, some helpful things, all of that kind of stuff, all geared towards hitting Success Club in February. Success Club is kind of the benchmark of your business of, are things working? Are they moving forward? Are they moving forward fast enough? Are they moving a little bit slow for me? Should I start to tweak some of my messages so that I can get myself heard a little bit more and all of those types of things? What I have been hearing a lot inside that group is, how do I not sound salesy, or I don't want to be a salesperson? And I really wanted to take some time to first talk about the mentality of being a salesman, right? I say it all the time. I'm trying to pick up a pen with my toe right now. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, it's hard to bend. The mentality of being a salesperson, right? We're all like, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson. But there really is a difference between being a genuine salesperson who is actually a servant, right? And then there's a difference between being an icky salesperson. So I want to ask you guys, when you go into a doctor's office, let's say with a rash, and the doctor is asking you questions about said rash, how long have you had it? Have you traveled anywhere? Does anyone else in your household have this rash? They're asking you questions about trying to solve or serve you with the answer to a puzzle. During that kind of process, do you ever feel sold? Do you ever feel like you have your guard up because you don't want to be sold something? No, absolutely not. But a doctor is making a profit from those questions that he's asking you. He is making a profit from the prescription that he prescribes you. But no one ever says, oh, whoa, I'm being sold here. It's because it's a necessary need, right? If someone is approaching you, or you are approaching someone with health and fitness is probably the #1 need in America right now. Everyone needs it, whether you're healthy and fit already and you're already interested in that, or you need to kind of turn your health around in order to move forward, right? Health and fitness is a need, and we are servants of. Betty, seriously? Sorry, guys. She's biting this basket. We are serving those people that we're talking to. So I never, ever want you guys to feel like you're a salesperson. Betty, no. Being a salesperson, oh my God, it's not a bad thing. When you, sorry. Everything that we have in our houses, everything that we're wearing, the car we drive, it was all sold to us. But sometimes the car we drive was sold to us in the wrong way, right? Instead of the car salesman, we always use the analogy of a used car salesman. Instead of him asking you questions about your needs, how many people in your family, will you be driving the car a lot, all of that kind of stuff, because you're clearly on the lot looking for a car. You don't automatically get offended by that, right? Because that's someone literally trying to glean information from you in order to serve you with the correct solution. So I want to talk about how to navigate conversations to follow that same format as the doctor example and the car salesman example so that you don't feel salesy. But #1, I want to tell you, feeling salesy is it's kind of the wrong word. It's the wrong mentality. Everything is sales. Everything costs money. Everything having to do with health and fitness costs money, whether it's through you or someone else. So never feel self-conscious about that. It's funny. Some of us go to jobs. Actually, everybody goes to a job all day long where you actually sell something to people. The person that you're talking with or serving had to purchase something in order to be where you are at your job, or else you wouldn't have your job. Whether you're directly selling something, you're in the process of sales for another company, right? And then all of a sudden, when it's for ourselves, we get really weird about it. But no one has a problem buying Kylie Jenner lip gloss, right? Betty, enough. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is just craziness today. So how do we make our conversations more in line of the doctor and the car salesman analogy, right? Number one, I want you guys to think about if you were, Betty, you have to stop. Betty. Oh my God. If you were getting ready to go out to a club, right? And you were single and your main objective to go out to that club was, I want to pick up someone. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see if that helps. Your main objective was, I want to find a date. I want to pick up someone, right? You would make sure you brushed your teeth. You would make sure you brushed your hair. You would have a nice outfit on. You would go into that situation knowing that you wanted to talk to someone. You would ask someone to dance. You would actually know how to dance. All of those things along the way are tiny little sales. And that's what I mean by communicating with someone in the conversation, right? I think a lot of us get lost in sending hey girl messages or messages that don't have a meaning, right? And then we get lost in left field. Betty, no. And then we get lost in left field carrying out this conversation when really we have a different objective. People are smart. They want to be connected with, they want to feel like you're a real person, but they also want to get to the point of the conversation just like you do. So I try to think in terms of making tiny little sales along the way in order to make the big sale, right? I communicate a little, I get to the point. I communicate a little, I get to the point. So a lot of newer coaches have been asking me, like, how do I, talk to them, or this person wants this, or how do I offer them this? Number one, questions, questions, questions. So when someone approaches you, asks you about what you're doing, or you approach them, start with questions. How can you serve them? Instead of thinking I'm a salesman, think I'm a servant, right? How can I serve this person? First, you got to figure out where the rash originates, right? You got to figure out, have you ever tried an at-home workout before? What are some of your health and fitness goals? What kind of workouts do you like to do? Those types of things. Really talking about what their needs are, what they're looking for. I think a lot of times we're so anxious about what the other person's thinking about what we have to say or offer that we forget to take them through, how can I serve them? And a really good salesman at the end of the day knows that maybe a sale is not the best option for that person. Maybe it's something different than what you had in mind. Maybe you can serve them better by offering them Beachbody on Demand or Shakeology, but really starting to think about your conversations in terms of servantry, right? How do I serve the person I'm talking to? I know I have a solution. I know I have Shakeology and a workout. And how do I make those little connections, aka tiny little sales, on the way, right? When you're in the conversation, are you invested in the conversation, or are you thinking about a million things and super worried? Making those little sales along the way. Then, in conjunction with your private messages, you have got to be sharing your journey publicly. You've got to be. The trick to any major servantry or salesperson is you're telling your story, right? You're storytelling. Storytelling is the way to close a deal every single solitary time. So you're talking about your experience with Shakeology. You're talking about Maybe your energy levels are up. Maybe you're excited to work out for the first time in a long time. You're talking about those things in terms of you. Therefore, the people you're talking to in private are following along with your journey. I've also been hearing a lot, well, it's just I've been talking to people, but the conversation is dropping out and I just can't close the deal. If you are someone who hasn't been posting consistently up until this point about your own journey, I want you to think about, how long it took you to make the decision to sign up. What did you need to hear? What did you need to see? What if I was sitting here talking to you about, hitting Success Club and I hadn't hit it yet? Or what if I was trying to get you to sign up for a challenge group and I wasn't actually doing my workouts and shakes and showcasing that and telling you through little stories throughout my day how it was affecting me? And I don't mean long paragraphs of stories. I literally mean, you know what? Since I started this challenge, I have so much energy today and it's super weird. There must be a correlation with a cute picture of you walking into work. Or I used to crave, chocolate covered almonds when I got home, but now I'm drinking Shakeology and it was so worth it, right? Less expensive and it's better for me. Really starting to list out the details of what questions do your people have in conversations. How can you talk about that publicly so that you can combat that before they even have it, right? The whole time that we're talking to people, we have to have a call to action. If there's no call to action, no action will be made. And what do I mean by that? As you're in conversations with people and it gets to the point where it's kind of like, okay, well, they're kind of interested, but I'm not sure how to turn the conversation around type of thing. Um, that's the part where you really can't be afraid to ask for the sale or give a call to action, right? A call to action publicly on a post might be, do you feel this way too? Because I totally felt that way before I joined. Reach out and send me a message, or like this post if you'd like some more information, or send me a direct message if something I'm saying is speaking to you. Really trying to trickle along the way some telling people how to respond to you, right? Some breadcrumbs of this is how you take action and this is how I will answer you. This is how you'll get more information. This is how you'll get started, all of that kind of stuff. Saying those things is not salesy. Saying those things is being a servant to here's how I clear up the confusion and that. We have all of these emotions all day long. We have these emotions about posting on social media. We have these emotions about reaching out to people. We have these emotions all day about anxiety and stress and overthinking. Every single day, our brain operates in two different languages. It operates on the logical side and then the emotional side. Logical side says, okay, I signed up for this business and my coach, who is successful, is telling me this is my first goal to get 3 to 5 people to join the challenge group, right? Logically, if I haven't done what she's telling me to do, I can't get there, right? That's what your logical brain is telling you. So I need to do a post. I need to reach out to people. I need to make my list. And then your emotional brain is saying, but what if someone thinks this? And what if someone reads that? And what if someone says this, right? So we have to find a way to merge the two languages and hack your emotions. And the first step to doing that so that you can start to make every sale along the way and start to realize that sales is not bad. It is not bad. Everyone everywhere is selling something. Everyone everywhere, whether it be time, a product, your services, is doing something for work that gives them an income that gives you a service or a product, right? That's not the bad part. The bad part is that we have this constant battle in our brains of, I want to move forward. Logically, I know these are the steps I need to take. But then I have constantly new coaches signing up, not taking action because their emotional brain is kind of hacking and taking over. So what you guys can do is identify the emotions that you go through, right? And then right next to those emotions on a list, say, is this logical brain or emotional brain? Logical brain or emotional brain? And then I want you to list out all of the activities that we talk about in the new coach training that move you forward, right? Posting your journey, reaching out and inviting people, asking me a question when you have one. And I want you to write next to those, is that logical brain or emotional brain? And knowing that logical brain, right, needs to hack emotional brain 100% of the time. Now, it's great that we have emotional brain. If you are someone who's struggling with the emotions of posting and reaching out to people, the number one quality in a top salesperson or someone who can really help people is empathy, right? Knowing how you can serve them, knowing how to ask the right questions. That's the top quality. It's not, being a salesman, being quick on your feet, knowing what to say. It's none of that. It's crazy, right? It's empathy, being able to relate to someone, being able to say, I've been there. Here's a solution for me. Do you want to come along on this journey? So, really, really, number one, getting out of the mindset of sales is bad. Sales is good, right? We know what we have to offer helps people. We know it. We know health and fitness is a need. We know being healthy in your nutrition is a need. We know that people need help with that, and we have that to offer, right? So banish that mentality from your head. Now it's about how do we figure out how to lead the conversation in the correct way, making every little sale along the way and then turning it into the larger sale at the end. So I want you guys to list out below this video all of your kind of logical brain thoughts that you've had and your emotional brain thoughts that you've had this past month, and which one is kind of taking over, right? So is your emotional brain leading you, and maybe that's pushing you back from the activities that you know you need to take? Or are you leaning more on your logical brain and not being empathetic enough, in conversations and asking some of those questions and leading people? Because at the end of the day, servantry is what really matters. All right, you guys, I hope you have an awesome night, and I'll talk to you soon.